The history of conflict between Palestine and Israel. The conflict between Palestine and Israel has been ongoing for decades. Gaza saw major flare-ups in 2006, 2008, 2012, 2014 and 2021 that involved Israeli air raids and Palestinian rocket fire, and sometimes also cross-border incursions by either side leading to thousands of casualties. Here is the number of deaths caused by the conflict. Jerusalem, a city sacred to three major religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. But it's also the epicenter of one of the most prolonged and controversial conflicts in modern history, the Israel-Palestine conflict. The land known today as Israel and Palestine has been a crossroads of civilizations, empires, and religions for millennia. 1. Ancient civilizations and empires. Images of archaeological findings, ancient coins, and ruins. From the ancient Canaanites to the Israelites, this land has seen the rise and fall of powerful kingdoms. The Israelites established two main kingdoms, Israel in the north and Judah in the south. Footage of Roman columns, coins, and mosaics. Over time, empires like the Babylonians, Persians, Greeks, and Romans conquered and controlled the region. The Roman era saw the destruction of the Second Jewish Temple in 70 CE and the dispersion of the Jewish population. 2. Islamic conquest and the Crusades. Images of Islamic art, the Dome of the Rock, and Crusader castles. In the 7th century, Muslim Arab armies conquered the region, introducing Islam. The land became a significant part of various Islamic empires, including the Umayyads, Abbasids, and Fatimids. Footage of Crusader battles and fortresses. The Crusades in the Middle Ages saw European Christians temporarily capture Jerusalem and establish Crusader states, only to be eventually driven out by Muslim forces. 3. Ottoman rule. By the early 16th century, the Ottoman Empire took control, ruling Palestine for about 400 years. Under Ottoman rule, the region was relatively peaceful, with a mix of Muslims, Christians, and Jews coexisting. 4. World War I and the British Mandate. Footage of World War I battles, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, and British troops. World War I reshaped the Middle East. The defeat of the Ottoman Empire led to the British and French dividing the region. The League of Nations granted Britain the mandate to govern Palestine in 1920. The Balfour Declaration of 1917, issued by the British government, expressed support for a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, while also noting the rights of existing non-Jewish communities. This dual commitment set the stage for future tensions. The early 20th century saw the rise of two major nationalist movements: Zionism, advocating for a Jewish homeland in Palestine, and Arab nationalism, emphasizing Arab identity and opposing foreign domination. These movements, rooted in their respective historical and cultural narratives, would come to clash over the land's future. Fast forward to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The rise of Zionism, a Jewish nationalist movement, sought to establish a homeland for the Jewish people in Palestine. This was supported by the Balfour Declaration in 1917. After World War I, the League of Nations granted Britain the mandate to govern Palestine. Tensions rose as Jewish immigration increased and clashes between Jews and Arabs became frequent. In 1947, the UN proposed a partition plan, dividing the land into Jewish and Arab states. The Jews accepted, but the Arab states did not. In 1948, Israel declared independence, leading to the First Arab-Israeli War. Footage of the 1967 Six-Day War, the 1973 Yom Kippur War, and the Intifadas. Over the decades, multiple wars and uprisings, known as intifadas, have shaped the landscape and narratives of both sides. Narrator. The 1990s saw a glimmer of hope with the Oslo Accords, aiming to achieve a two-state solution. However, mistrust and violence have often derailed peace efforts. Today, issues like Israeli settlements, the status of Jerusalem, and the rights of Palestinian refugees remain contentious. Images of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, construction activities, and maps showing settlement expansion. Israeli settlements in the West Bank are a major point of contention. These communities, built on land captured by Israel in 1967, are considered illegal under international law. Their continued expansion is seen by Palestinians as an obstacle to the creation of a contiguous Palestinian state. Jerusalem holds deep religious significance for Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Both Israelis and Palestinians claim it as their capital. The status of East Jerusalem, captured by Israel in 1967, remains one of the most sensitive and unresolved issues in the conflict. The Israel-Palestine conflict is more than just politics and land. It's about people, their histories, and their hopes for a peaceful future. Understanding is the first step towards peace.